Anyway, what's up, people? I am back. Sorry I did not do this video last night. Um, so today I'm actually doing three videos. This is a rarity for me, but because I didn't do this video last night, and there's two other videos I need to do. So right now I am gonna do this Jet Li movie called Black Mask, just so we can get it out the way, and then later I'll be doing Rambo 2, and then I gotta review Rambo 3. If I don't do that tomorrow, I'll do tonight. I'll do that tomorrow. But I at least want to get these two out. So Black Mask is one of Jet Li's more unknown movies since we've done like pretty much all his major ones. So it's kind of time to. We're gonna do a few of his more unknown stuff where it was mainly in Japan. And this film, and keep in mind, I watched this film without dubbing because for the most part, I could still tell what was happening, even though there is a dubbed version of it out there. This film is, from what I gather, is about a guy who gets this superpower name. In the U.S. version, his name is I'm just gonna call him Jet Li because his actual name is like super hard to pronounce. He's living his life as a librarian, but he's a former test subject, and it's almost like it's like basically a super soldier program, and this film is really good. Like the bad guy is really cheesy, but it's a fun little action movie. It's only 99 minutes, so it's like an hour and 39 minutes. It's like you can get through this movie very quick. The choreography is pretty good, and it's actually pretty violent. Like there's a bit of gore in this, so it's definitely a fun one. I won't watch it definitely as much, and it's nowhere near his top movies. But as a for the this is one of the first where it's actually a first viewing. I had never seen this movie. I don't think I've even heard of it, but it was fun. I had fun with it. It was a fun 99 minutes. It's always badass to watch Jet Li kick some ass. So here we go. And then later, like I said, we'll be reviewing Rambo 2, which was a fucking badass film. So we'll talk about that one later. So. Okay. So the film opens up. We see these soldiers. We get like a quick background where we kind of see him get like this super soldier blood put into him. Then the police are coming to get rid of him because they ended the program. And we get this cool little action scene in the beginning where we see Jet Li as Black Mask in the get up. The costume is okay. It's like you can tell it's supposed to be an homage to to Kato from Green Hornet. So we get this cool little action scene in the beginning. Then we're introduced to him. Apparently in the US version he's called Simon, so I'm just gonna call him that. Simon, who is living his life as in a library. We get a cool little action scene because he's friends with a detective. He's friends with Inspector Shek Wai, who's like his friend. And we get like this cool action scene in the bathroom where they both like take out some guys who are trying to rob them. So it was like a cool little action scene. We see him throughout the film. Then we get like a scene where Inspector's confronting these gangsters, and Black Mask shows up, and while this is happening, his girlfriend, I'm trying to find her name, because there's a girl he meets earlier, but then there's another girl who's as like almost as powerful as him, who he saves, and it turns out they were working together, but she's actually working for the villain. So like she even has him set up where they meet, like 'cause there's a scene they meet and they're walking, and she basically has them set up and get jumped. But like I said, it's the dubbing isn't the. I watched it undubbed, so it's gonna be a kind of a interesting review. I haven't watched the dub version, um, but yeah, we get it fun like there's just throughout the film fun action scenes. The story really isn't like the greatest thing in the world. They want to probably get rid of all proof of his existence because he's like an experiment that they want to keep secret. And that's basically the film. The bad guy wants to eliminate him because he wants to keep his secret a business. He even kills the girl who's like super enhanced, also like him, dies because she refuses to kill him. Who I think I recognized that girl. She was in Romeo Must Die. I think she was like one of the biker chicks who gets killed with the spike in that scene. So she gets killed, and then Kato ends up because he not Kato, uh, Black Mask has to take this girl who you see throughout the film who works with him in the library. He has to pretty much take her with him because she's also she could be a target. So he pretty much seemingly takes her in, and she's obviously it makes it seem like he's kidnapping her, but then they start growing attached, and then she even helps him do missions, and then we get a scene where Jet Li has to fight his friend, which this scene is actually really good. Like this scene where he has to fight his friend because he's trying to give him some information about police, like the internet servers. Like another thing about this movie came out in '96, so the internet it just seemed like the computer's just like God, it's so dated. But yeah, like the fight scene between him and his friends actually really good. The choreography's pretty good. So Jet Li walks off, and then Spectre gets kidnapped by the bad guys, and then he has to save him. Um, so he shares a moment with the girl's name is Tracy Lee. Wow, so her name's actually easy to pronounce. So he hugs Tracy, and now we're in like the final act where he takes out a bunch of dudes, and we get like the final fight. And the final fight's actually not bad. Like the villain, King Kaw, I think is the villain's name, and they have a pretty good fight in the end. Like they're fighting everywhere, but he gets taken out, and then yeah, the film ends. So Black Mask is a fun one. Like I'm sorry if the review felt short. It's just because the story in this doesn't matter. It's more about the choreography and the fight scenes in this. It's like the story really is like they just want to get him because he's a super soldier who they want to probably keep the information hidden. So like it's a very basic story, but it works. It's a fun one. It's cool seeing Jet Li like in his earlier movies, and it would have probably made more sense for me to watch the dub version, but to be honest, watching it non-dub actually had like a more accurate feel to me watching it not dubbed, or even with it didn't even have subtitles either. So it was like it was better that way. It was like I actually felt like I was watching it in its actual form. And to be honest with you, I still could tell for the most part what was happening. And you had some really good fight scenes. The costume design was not that great, but you gotta understand this is probably a smaller budget movie. This isn't like this movie doesn't have a giant budget, so I'm not expecting like the costumes and the set like even like some of the CGI moments. Like there's a scene where both him and his friend have to duck, like because like this is in the end where the place explodes. The flames look like video games. Like I'm sorry, the flames looked awful, but I accepted it because I understand this is a smaller budget movie. At the end of the day, it's definitely more about the fight scenes, and the fight scenes were fun. Jet Li, there was some I was just like, God, and he actually was killing people. Well, because most of some movies he will kill people, but there are some like in the one he was shooting also. Like he was doing that. That's what I meant. I mean, there were some really good. There were some legit gore scenes. Like there's a scene where he kicks this dude into some spikes. It's like, bruh, yeah, it's a fun one. So I would recommend, but if probably try to find it dubbed if you want to. If you don't like watching it without dubbing, and because there's the one I watched also didn't have subtitles, so I couldn't even really tell what they were saying. But I think I watched some parts of it dubbed. So, like, there's a dubbed version out there. So just watch it. And the dubbing isn't horrible from. Granted, I watched one scene from it, but the dub version doesn't sound horrible compared to a lot of other dubs. So, but yeah, definitely. Just I would recommend watching this film just for the action scenes alone. So, but yeah, guys. Later tonight, or not tonight, it'll probably be later today. I will be reviewing Rambo 2. That will be Rambo First Blood Part 2, which is, my opinion, the first one is the best one on a like objective level. I really enjoyed this one too, though. Rambo First Blood Part 2 was more like where they let Rambo just let loose, you know, because in the first one he didn't kill anyone besides the one guy who was inadvertent. Whereas this one, yeah, he kills a bunch of motherfuckers in this, and it's really good. And it's just an all around fun movie. So yeah, I'll be talking about that one later. And then yeah, I'm gonna be watching Rambo 3 at some point today, and then we'll talk about that one. But other than that, Black Mask was a fun martial arts movie. Just watch it for that. Other than that, I'm gonna cheers us out. But yeah, guys. Fuck Warner Brothers. Fuck Disney. Fuck LaBitch James. Fuck Kevin Smith. Fuck Joy Reid. And fuck Biden, the Biden administration. I'll talk to y'all in a little bit later. Peace.